Breaking news, Bear Stearns, as it turns out, does have liquidity problems. JP Morgan Chase, along with the Fed, hoping to bail out the company temporarily. And for a while, Jim Cramer, we've been hearing from Alan Schwartz, the CEO, there were no problems.
Well, I mean,
was he lying?
Look, there have been risks. There have been lots of situations in the last, say, 5 days where various people in the brokerage business have not wanted to deal with Bear Stearns. So you could argue that if you were buying something at Goldman and you asked them to send the collateral to Bear, or you said that your assets, you needed Bear to be on the other side of a trade, Goldman had balked a couple of times. Some of these other firms had balked. But when you looked at the capital that the company may have had available, you would think, well, listen, as long as we don't get completely crushed, we're fine. Mm-hmm. But then they got completely crushed. Was Schwartz lying? I mean, I think that Schwartz, should he have come on? Well, I mean, Schwartz, there's no real incentive to lie in this case. And the reason I say that is because there was incentive to say nothing. What he should have done is just go and said, listen, we're 60 bid for $2 billion. But they thought they had enough collateral. But people don't understand the way the industry works is that, you do have investors. I mean, there are investors. You're not really, when you run a hedge fund, it isn't your money. And the investors call and say, geez, I hear all these problems with Bear. I think you should take your money out of it. So, I mean, within 48 hours, it was very possible for the actual money to go away at Bear. These are not FDIC insured banks, and they're not a dealer bank. Notice how JP Morgan had to be brought in. So the speculation,
you think, added to basically the collapse,
well, also,
the near collapse?
You know what I mean? Look, you also have a situation where you can wire out money instantly, all right? And this is not like people taking out $100. I mean, it only takes about 30 hedge funds to pull out a Bear, to bring Bear down, go on Wednesday, say. And one of the reasons why it was so easy was because when you transfer money, it's done instantly. Okay, you wire it, and by 1 o'clock it's to Goldman. It's not like you have to wait a second. There's you have 3 days. Right. It's not one of these things like a checking account. The other thing that's really, really important is that there's no difference between having your money, what's known as custodied at Goldman, or custodied at Merrill, or custodied at JP Morgan, or custodied at Bear. These are all commodities. So why should you be at Bear? Well, the reason why you're at Bear, maybe you have good relationships with your salesperson. Maybe you had a good relationship with Jimmy Kane. Well, Jimmy Kane's gone. Warren Schwartz is an investment banker. He had no contacts in this business. And the point of paying for Bear was they had so much money tied up in the inventory of mortgages, and Fannie Mae's even, that they began to be not trusted. And it was just as easy to have your money at Goldman as at Bear, so why not pull your money out?
Okay, I think I kind of get it now.
Yep.
All right, thank you. We're going to talk more about this JP Morgan proposal. Thanks so much, Jim Cramer. You're watching Wall Street Confidential. Stay tuned.
That's your action point. Take advantage of it.